Lisa, and today we are talking about this very official sounding term. However, it's a simple concept to understand, and that term is asset allocation. So, all of us do this, we invest a little bit in different assets. So, you might have a little bit of fixed deposits, you may have a little bit of gold, either through gold ETFs or sovereign bonds or physical gold. You may even have an investment in a property that you bought, and you may have some equity shares and equity mutual funds. Well, that is your asset allocation. But when we speak about asset allocation in this way, it sounds very random, something that's just cropped up on its own. However, if you are going to take your investment seriously, then you need to think of asset allocation also as a planned and strategic part of it. Why is that? And especially why in case of mutual funds? Asset allocation, if used properly, is something that is driven by your financial goals and by your risk tolerance. And in turn, it helps you achieve the right outcomes and the expected return that can get you closer to your financial goal, and that can be, leave your investment portfolio within your risk tolerance level. Let me explain this a little bit more. So let's say that you have a young child and that you want to cater for your child's higher education. You may put aside money every year in a fixed deposit towards that higher education goal. However, if your goal is 10 years away, then a better and more efficient allocation would be through equity. And you can define that allocation because over a 10-year period, equity investments grow much faster than inflation and hence will help you achieve that child's education goal in a much more efficient manner, as opposed to a fixed deposit allocation where you might earn less and also have to pay a lot more tax on the final return. So for long-term goals, which are more than 8 or 10 years away, you should ideally allocate to equity. Now, let's say you also have a 2-year goal of buying a car and you don't want to take a car loan and you want to pay everything from your savings. Now, should you put your money in equity? Not really. What you need to do is invest in your fixed income assets, be it fixed deposit, be it debt mutual funds, or whatever you are comfortable with. Because here in this 2-year goal, what is of most priority is your stability of the capital. You don't want to lose any money because your goal is just 2 years away, and it is something that you are really looking forward to. So you don't want to lose any capital and then have to change the car that you want to buy. So for anything which is, say, 1 to 3 years away, any goal, or less than 1 year, you need to allocate to slightly safer, more stable return assets like fixed deposits and debt mutual funds. So when you look at your goals in this way, your asset allocation happens automatically. You're allocating certain portions to long-term assets and you're allocating certain portions to shorter term, more income oriented and safe assets as well. Now, what happens with your risk tolerance is that, you may be allocating for your long term to equity, or you may think that, look, I don't need most of my money till 10 years later. So why don't I just blanket put everything in equity? Well, you could do that. However, you see equity markets are very volatile, and it's one thing to say that I'm okay with volatility, and it's quite another when the market actually corrects 50% and you're left looking at deep red in your portfolio. Can you tolerate that risk? So before allocating huge chunks to risky assets, you may want to reconsider your risk tolerance and understand whether or not you will be able to sustain a very high exposure to risky assets. And if you feel that, okay, no, I should have some stability, some cushion in my portfolio, then you add in slightly less volatile assets like debt mutual funds into your portfolio to cushion and to have a portfolio which is better suitable for your risk tolerance. People also use assets like gold for cushioning of the portfolio, because gold, although has become more volatile in the recent years, it is something which is a store of value and does store value when equity markets become uncertain. So if one asset is not doing well, then the others chip in to make your portfolio cushioned, and so that your portfolio value at any one point in time doesn't drop too much below your comfort level. People also add other assets like property, residential property, especially to get a rental income. So that is like a steady income asset. So there are various reasons that you will add different assets. Different assets do differently and give you different returns in different market cycles in different periods of times. And that is why it is important to have a mix. In that mix, make sure that you are allocated largely to the asset which is catering to most of your financial goals. And then you add the other assets which are like satellites towards your smaller financial goals. Now, why did we say that asset allocation is important for mutual funds? Well, it's not only that you're doing an asset allocation in selecting different kinds of mutual funds, equity versus debt or gold, but also there are special kinds of mutual funds where the asset allocation is embedded. The structure of the fund itself has different assets involved in it. Those are called hybrid funds. They include mostly equity and debt in different proportions, but some of them even have gold. So that's a separate category of mutual funds altogether. So there you have it. Do stay tuned to MF Primer for more such discussions around investment jargon, especially when it comes to mutual funds.